Peace. Welcome. I have spark plugs plugged into my frontal lobes, into the angel lobes as they're called. I hold within me a paradox of dark and light, yin and yang, masculine and feminine. But I am one in the omnipresence of Brahman, Absolute. The Atman and Brahman are one. Welcome back to the Upanishad Marathon. We are going through the second half of the Adhyatma Upanishad from the Vedanta Spiritual Library. I am Swami Christananda Brahmanadi. No, I'm not part of the ancient Shankaracharya order. I'm not a Brahmacharya. I'm not a sannyasi. I am part of the Silver Violet Maitri Swami order, and it is untraditional in many ways, and I am a renunciant of many things, but I choose to live in a married householder relationship, carrying out the act in the role of Swami, one who knows oneself. So let's continue with this Upanishad marathon. We're on point number 36 in this Upanishad, this first one that we began with earlier today. Again, I'm also Father Brian Rice, for those of you who have known me through the ages. Okay, well, here we go. 36. Mind's modification in regard to the self are unrecognized in that state. They are only inferred as past after quitting the state of samadhi. 37. Crores of karmans accumulated in this beginningless transmigratory life are dissolved by means of concentration. Then pure virtue begins to flourish. 38. The best knowers of yoga call this concentration the cloud of virtues, since it rains the floodwaters of virtue in 1,000 streams. 39 and 40. When the load of innate impulses is dissolved without residue, by my means of this cloud of virtues, in heaps of karmans, good and evil, are totally eradicated. The major text, which at first shone forth immediately, now unobstructed, yields immediate awareness, is clear as the myrobilin in the palm of one's hand. 41. The non-occurrence of the impulse to enjoy, for example, in regard to the objects of enjoyment, marks the acme of detachment. The highest pitch of awareness is marked by the non-occurrence of the egoistic sense. 42. The acme of withdrawal is marked by the non-occurrence of even the latent impulse to enjoy. 42b. He is the ecstatic of steadfast wisdom who enjoys bliss forever. 43 to 44a. Whose self is merged in Brahman alone, who is immutable and quiescent. Wisdom, prajna, is defined as the unwavering spiritual mode whose content is the unity of Brahman and Atman purged. of all adjuncts. 44b. Whosoever possesses it, that is wisdom, without a break, is liberated in life. 45. Who has no conceit of I, in regard to body, in senses, nor the conceit of objects, in regard to things other than them, who is free from these two conceits, in regard to anything whatsoever, is liberated in life. 46. Who in his wisdom perceives no difference between the subject and Brahman, who neither refers to the Creator nor creation, is liberated in life. 47. Whose attitude is the same, both when he is honored by the virtuous and when he is persecuted by the wicked. Creator. Not by the wicked Creator, but by the wicked, is liberated in life. 48. He who has realized the truth of Brahman no longer transmigrates or reincarnates. As hitherto, if he does, this truth has not been realized by him. He is but an extrovert. 49. As long as the experience of pleasure, so on and so on, lasts, so long operative karmas from the past are held to persist. Causal actions precede the occurrence of effects. Never is this unpreceded by actions. 50. Consequent on the experience I am Brahman. Karmas accumulated in the course of aeons are dissolved, even as the actions and dreams are upon waking up. 51. Just as nothing clings to space, so the sage, who knows the self to be unattached and indifferent, future actions cling not in the least degree. 52. Just as space is unaffected by the smell of liquor, though it touches the pot containing the liquor, so is the self unaffected by the attributes of its adjuncts. And 53. Karmas, done before the dawn of knowledge, perish not as a result of that knowledge. They must produce their proper effect, even as an arrow shot to hit a target stops not before hitting it. 54. The arrow discharged to hit what was taken for a tiger stops not, though alter the target is known to be a cow. The target is hit with full force. 55. I am unaging. I am immortal. How can one who knows his self to be such and gives that knowledge fabricate operative past actions? 56. Then only is operative past action real when one mistakes oneself to be the body. The treatment of the body as self is improper. Therefore, reject the notion of operative past action. 57. The fabrication of operative past actions is also, indeed, a delusion due to this body. 58. How can the superimposed be real? How can the unreal be born? How can the unborn perish? How can the unreal own operative past actions? '59 and 60. To answer the dull-witted, who, doubtfully, ask how his body persists, if the entire effects of nescience with their cause are destroyed by knowledge, Shruti, with an outward eye, propounds the theory of operative past actions, not to suggest to the wise that the body, etc., are real. 61. A total plenum, without beginning and end, measure and change, massed being and intelligence, massed eternal bliss, undiminishing. 62. With the sole savor of the subject, full, endless, behold all, neither to be shunned nor seized, neither to be held nor propped. 63. Beyond inert forces and actions, subtle, certain, unblemished, whose essence is beyond thought, beyond mind, and words. 64. Existent to plenitude, self-proven, pure, awake, and matchless. One only is non-dual Brahman. Here is no plurality at all. As we draw to a close, I say to Apantara Tamas was the science imparted. He imparted it to Brahma, who passed it on to Gorangiras. The latter gave it to Raikva, and Raikva to Brahma. Brahma imparted it to all beings. This is the injunction in regard to Nirvana. This is the injunction of the Vedas of the Vedas. This is the secret teaching, Om, that Brahman is infinite. And this universe is infinite. The infinite proceeds from the infinite. Then, taking the infinitude of the infinite universe, it remains as the infinite Brahman alone. Om, let there be peace in me. Let there be peace in my environment. Let there be peace in the forces that act upon me. Here ends the Adhyatma Upanishad belonging to Sukla Vajurveda. Join us here again tomorrow on Temple of the New Humanity TV for this Upanishad Marathon, brought to us with the free usage of the Vedanta Spiritual Library. Shanti. Shanti. Om.